let me end off with one little story about courageous conscience from a Washington perspective. And some of you caught this story, many of you may not have, but this is how important it can get. You know, we only found out about this about 18 months or 2 years after it happened, when the then Attorney General, John Ashcroft, was in the hospital with a very serious, I think it was pancreatitis or something like that, and he was in intensive care, and the authorization for wireless, warrantless wiretapping was expiring, and the White House wanted to renew it. And a lot of work had been done within the Attorney General's office and other places, and they felt that it was not legally supportable. But the White House sent down, at the time it was Albert Gonzales, and, who was chief counsel then, and Andy Card, who was chief of staff, to put pressure on the Attorney General to approve this, who was in a pretty drugged up state, frankly. And when his deputy got wind of it, he and the FBI director raced to the White House, raced to the hospital to intercede the White House. And the Attorney General, to his everlasting credit, said to the White House delegation, one, I'm not the Attorney General right now. You know, the deputy now has the power. Two, I'm not going to sign it anyway. It's not legal. And so Andy Card and Albert Gonzales went back to the White House, and they decided that they were going to reissue it anyway without the Attorney General's signature. At which point, the Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General, the FBI Director, the CIA Chief Legal Counsel, etc., all wrote out their resignations. And we didn't know about this for nearly 2 years. And it was on a Saturday that Condoleezza Rice got wind of this, and President Bush had no idea this was happening, because a lot of it was coming out of the Vice President's office. And she tipped him off. She tipped off the President that this was about to happen. And he, having enough political sense to realize that would be a constitutional crisis, that would be virtually unprecedented. The nearest thing we ever had to that was the Saturday night massacre during Watergate, when we had the resignations. And so he got a hold of the FBI director and said, you do what you need to do. But because of that stance of courageous conscience, the laws were preserved. Now, these were all leaders, but they were all followers, and that they had to take a stand of conscience as followers, that they could not follow that order. And that produced better leadership there. So I'll leave you with that thought of how important the stakes can be with these kinds of behaviors. Thank you very much.